World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
Hello folks and welcome back to what is going to be another day, another week of the Hellcase Cup. Number 6, this of course is week 4, day 1, and it is going to be a pretty long day of games. In fact, one of the longest weeks we've had so far aside from week 2. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how this week is going to flow. Of course, I'm going to be taking you through this first set of matches. It's Fragsters versus Mortal Kombat to start off this show. So of course, as we are diving straight into Train, which... well, I'd love to hype it up. I'd love to get you all excited and sit on the edge of your seat, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned for Fragsters because Train is a map that they don't exactly have a lot of my confidence in, if that kind of makes a lot of sense. I'm not exactly a big backer of them. MK have been a Train team for a fair while now. It's not exactly been one of their favourite maps, but it's been sat within their top 3. Put it into perspective for you, so there's definitely some concern there. But without further ado, while this knife round does take place, I'm going to take this opportunity to say hello to some of you guys in the chat. Of course, this is another stream where I'm going to be a little bit engaged. More than happy to have a conversation here and there with some of you guys, so be sure to say hello and let me know how you're doing today. Let me know who's supporting who as well. I'm seeing a lot of MK love and a lot of question marks around Fragsters as well, so I'm glad I'm not alone in that marker. Life certainly does conclude in the match. Get live pretty much straight away. That is a horrible sound. The spam M4 on the head is... ew. Not what we wanted, but it's what we're going to get. Either way, MK CT side. Fragsters over on that T side. Fly starting to come through. It is going to be just 3 sets of Kevlar. Utility. Drone and Dragonfly. Meanwhile, for MK, it's not even going to be a kit. It's going to literally just be Kevlar all across the board. They're going to just be taking those Angels. Much more quicker pace round for them. I mean, Fragsters, if they do get the bomb down, that's huge for them because MK will have to rush the retake for all purposes. But it's something we watch out towards, as it is going to be the B play, of course, from Fragsters. Already making contact. Also ready for it, at least towards Heaven. Trigger just yet. 7. Playing close, of course. Right underneath will be Dreamer watching all this Heaven and push, but nothing comes his way. Instead, it likely could be better tested. We see them Pop Dog. Multitude of areas that Fragsters can push towards. Yet to actually bite the bullet and just go for it, though. Curious, of course, to see if they do hit towards A, as they have got smokes to line up onto the site if they want. That's 2 smokes. That's so much you can do. You could smoke off Connector. You could smoke off Back Ivy. You could even smoke off just A2. You could make life of Victor 10 times harder. The fact he's boosted up in Connector, though, is pretty damn useful in itself, as Sikron will actually find the first pick with the CZ. Victor tapping on a wave, but gets absolutely nothing done. Only has the information that they're all pushing up through Sandwich. Wiley to put under pressure, does find one quickly withdrawing to the back of sight, but it's only a trade. Frostlev doing so much for his team, leaving just Dreamer all alone.
Bomb has been planted.
See what he can do. Frags, of course, is what's needed to make this one work. Oh, it is going to be Frostlev with a quick headshot. That's enough to give Fragsters their first, and ultimately put MK in a bit of an awkward start, but nonetheless something they are going to look to fix. Of course, invest, the CZs, the smokes, all coming out again. Same old, nothing out of the ordinary. These pistols certainly are going to be looking to get close and personal. Frostlev going to allow that to happen as he does flash off, but allows Victor to get up the right-hand side. He slips in with 1 kill towards Dragonfly, make that a second as well, as Dink is perfect. Shemeda finding himself a frag on towards Staff, and it all starts to crumble. Victor having a time of his life. A triple kill for him. Actually picks up an AK towards the end. Perfect play from MK, and it's all coming down. The fact that Victor got the right of Blue Train. Really not what you want to let happen if you're Fragsters, but Frostlev flashed to the side and then abandoned it. A simple explanation of how the round unfolded, but I mean, when you look at it, strip it down to the bare basics, that's pretty much what you'll find. IMK making an aggressive push. They are going to be punished, but they walk into the arms of Shimada, who will be able to swiftly find the trade. That UMP making 600 bucks for that kill, so arguably coming out on top. Now Fragsters, they can't do anything towards Ivy. They've been smoked off. They've been pushed back. So you see Freslo now look to make a play of his own. Prima, ready and waiting, will find that kill too. This is where things get really hard for Fragsters, because they're always begging for an opportunity. They're stuck, all discoordinated. Isiko in a very tough fight for him, finds the kill, but they'll quickly be traded. BRM with the scout at range, always able to pick him off. Have two smokes that could present an opportunity towards B. Considering MK are playing very far out. BRM is going to find themselves smoked off, so they've done a pretty good job. Dragonfly with that kill. There's a bit of time for them to work with, but why would you peek? Why give him the ability to tag you down? Now you're 1 HP along with the teammate being on just 14. You're playing up against the UMP and Scout combo. The USP from BRN is going to be enough to finish you off, let alone anything else. Thankfully, one does hit the shot. Still going to be hungry to achieve success. Peeks on around, fires kill number 1. Looking for the second. Has the kit, so he's by no means in a rush at all. Dragonfly, not really the weapon he wants, but try and make it work. It's actually going to stick. Oh, Dragonfly with the peek, but Dragonfly, no! You've given him enough time. MK, off the back of just being confident and sticking the defuse, will allow them to pull forward 2-1 after Fragsters do save the round. Dragonfly throws it all away by just not peeking, expecting to be a 10-second defuse, so he throws the flash, approaches the round in a much more safer way, or at least the clutch. But because he chooses to throw the flash, because he chooses to spend those 2 seconds with a bit of caution, that's what will come back to bite him. Can't knock him too hard, he just went with his gut. Such a hard call to know if he's got a kit as well, bear in mind. But still, it does make things 2-1, and a technical pause has come in, of course, as you've noticed, which does put a bit of a halt on things, and I think it's good for Fragsters. They will be able to chat things out as the pause, of course, is over on the MK lineup, I believe. Yeah. Give them a chance. Just to go, right guys, you know, we've got rifles here. We've got a good mix of weaponry. It's not everything we want, but we can definitely make this work. I mean, we could employ a bit of a set piece with the smokes we've got. Again, going back to something like just so simple as a connector smoke and sandwich smoke. If you can work a pick towards the back of stop train. Stop sign, but still, yeah, just work a pick towards the back side of A, or just something towards B. Smoke off inner. Push towards the bomb train itself. Made the call. Flashes coming high out on towards the A site. Molly going to go deep down on towards stop sign. Dragonfly leading the charge with his MP9 as his team push out towards the right-hand side of blue train. Shumeda already starting to mop down one. E-Box being a very precarious angle for Stabbing to fight. Allows for a second to come on through. Finally a trade, but it's not going to be enough as Biran has himself that AWP. A weapon that often went unmissed at the start of this round, but we can't miss it now as it goes to 2 kills. Now looking for a third. And final. Roan is the only man left. The Fragsters lineup, and it is getting rough. BRN with the third. Pins things down from Connector. As MK go 3-1 up. Start of this game. For MK at this point, they just need to play it safe. Biggest actual risk for them in this round is losing it all. Purely because of just the amount of money they spent on it. At $4,750. Pretty big part of their whole game plan right now. It's so much investment. They can't afford to replace it. They don't want to allow Fragsters to get close with these pistols and cut him down. Pick it up for themselves and start to try and make this round stick. Close to an opportunity. They've done a bit of damage on towards failure, but no kill actually is connected. Taking fights at range at this point because of those deagles, but still being punished by those rifles. The pinpoint accuracy. MK and their M4A ones. Enough to overwhelm them. Click your fingers, the round is done. 4-1. Find ourselves out, and Fragsters can finally invest. Now they've got themselves an AWP, which is actually pretty damn important if you're Fragsters right now, because they want to be able to deal with BRN and also look for some aggressive picks of their own, whether it's working out towards heaven over on the B side of things, or just aiding them in their fight to contest Ivy. Something that they struggled kind of straight away and then struggled in previous games. I think their last result on train was something like 16-5 as well. The games we saw them on, and that was one of the big problems for them. They just couldn't really take a lot of the fights anywhere, to be honest, let alone Ivy. Perhaps a bad thing to spotlight. Yes, you can certainly. Ivy is a good part of the map to be able to utilize. I mean, it allows you to split off and wrap through CT. Access the whole area of A1 and A2 respectively. And you can see Fragsters making an effort to hold that in their default. Bear in mind, they've got 2 players dedicated to it currently, that being Froslev. Davin as his aggressive smokes coming out. Gonna take the push off the back of that. Victor, go with him. Okay, now playing in tandem. They are just gonna hold for movement from Fragsters, hearing out any steps as well, bear in mind. Fragsters slowly, surely being denied map control. Sakura about to walk into very tough round. Oh, they go gun out. Dragonfly with the trade. Is that going to be enough? No, because Spider's getting aggressive with his own back. The Fammer's going to rip him to shreds, causing him to be stuck upon the corner. Flash coming in. It's a good play. Thankfully, Torben wraps him from behind to potentially save things, but so many question marks fly up and around as BRN holds off Pop Dog. This is Torben. Peek. He knows he cannot peek. Has to respect the fact that BRN is holding that angle. That's why he'll wait. Dreamer dropping down, doing the work himself, but he'll be traded. Dragonfly will punish. Make it now 1 versus 3. Aaron still spotting, but at this point his mission has changed. Instead of looking for that pick, he's looking to save. So he'll hold connector, he'll hold towards that B side to make sure that no one can flank him. And as and when they try, they'll die. Dragonfly losing the AWP for his team at this point. Big piece of weaponry. If Fragsters do take a win, they can't afford to stomach it. Really should be expecting Frostlev to pick it up, and that's exactly what he will do. I think a lot of you are making very valid points right now. Less so about him walking out with a knife. I think at the end of the day he wasn't expecting him to be that far pushed up. But more so about the idea of them hunting. Fragsters, they shouldn't have hunted there, and they can't afford to do it either, because that AWP is a big part of their entire T-side composition right now. So by losing that, they're potentially risking them having to either get up a substitute weapon such as an SMG. They could have got 5 rifles, that's a given. I mean, the AWP has worked out so successful for them, so why throw it away by just hunting for a kill? MK, they were going to buy no matter what. You see here. Wait, not to skip over the action. Smokes do go down towards the A site. Spider and Schmidt are both going to take contact. BRN picking off Froslev. Dragonfly under pressure, and Teacot backed on back, won't take the fight. We smoked off by Spider as well, which is pivotal. The CT side, it stops any sort of aggression, forces them to the right hand side of Blue Train. That's where MK successfully managed to put them in a box. Got Spider holding the exit on one side. Spider holding the other. There is no escape. Oh, BRN tucked in the corner. This could get awkward. They're both blind. Somehow, he's still standing. Oh, the bomb quickly then to be dropped by Spider. Means it is just a trading game for MK. Dragonfly in a face-first fight does take the peak. An incredible shot. Still got 3 more players to deal with in this clutch. Not going to be enough. Streamer will still secure the kill, and that will be MK up 5-2 in a butchered economy. The Fragsters lineup. Take a look at how this game has gone so far. Pistol to Fragsters, quickly reset, 4 rounds back-to-back for MK, but then the most important round, and the one that talks and highlights why they're reset currently. That 6th round was great. Fragsters picked something up. They did struggle somewhat with how they approached their weaponries we talked about at the start of the 7th round, but it was what it was. But they had to secure 2 rounds back-to-back in order to not break themselves, but they didn't let that come through. They fell to pieces. They're having to play with some pretty abrasive weaponry. Pistols, a scout. It's gonna be a very rough ride for them. And MK definitely looking to punish that. They want to make the score in 7-2 in a click of your fingers. Two shots coming out from the scout. Spider working away an opportunity on towards Torben. Dragonfly, a dirty shot on towards BRN. Shmeta quickly able to snap things back, however. Does create things, does create a bit of a problematic issue for Fragsters until Dragonfly enters in again on towards Victor. Things go 2 for 2. Don't peek with the flash out. Please don't peek with the flash out. That's not what I want to be seeing right now. The retake comes in. Dragonfly, his heel's being nipped at. Shmeta makes things so tough. All on 6 HP Sakrone. Somehow he's supposed to make this work. Hishem searching for the bomb. Just going to get straight on the defuse. Sakrone will actually find the kill, but he doesn't think he's sticking it. And it's the same issue for Fragsters. The second time now that MK have stuck the bomb. The second time that MK will take themselves the round. I think the problem there as well, just to highlight it, is the amount of ammo he had left in his CZ after finding that first kill. Meant that he only had, what, 2 or 3 shots left? That's not going to work out for him when he's spraying into a smoke. Six to 2, still the pistols, still the scout, still the same old entries for MK. BRM playing around the smoke towards inner. This is beautiful from him because Axe is almost a one-way. Just playing over the tip and allowing him to see if anyone peeks down that ramp. Starts to come through. Right, a blue train. B once again for that scout, but the peeks are plentiful from MK. Quickly are going to be rewarded. Frag after frag, kill after kill. It's all so simple. Fragsters can't get close. And a very nice frag grenade to actually finish it all off. Fire. Then to go for the aggressive move. Basically just wants to get this round done. Hungry at this point. As he whips out his sidearm to get the headshot. That is going to put Fragsters back in the grave. At least they can finally buy, right? At least this is finally the positive part. They get an AWP if they want it. They get 4 AK-47s. They get all the utility, the flashes, the smokes, the molotovs. They get Dragonfly on that AWP, which is a weapon he is supposed to be almost a cookie cutter with. Question is, what does that really mean anymore? Struggled so far to make use of it. They're getting aggressively pushed back by MK. The deep molly in towards Tikon denies Dragonfly from his peak. Smoke from Victor. Great because it allows him to peek safely in towards Tikon. To a certain extent, it's basically just a pain. Fragsters lineup helps conceal the position he was hiding within. It's that back wall. Push comes out. Aggression. Yeah, by Shmeta. Holding the molly. Takes down Torben. Smoke to be dropped. It's going to be counter-fragged by Sakrone, who takes the fight for himself. But look at the situation that Fragsters are in. They're stuck on each other in these trains. Victor starts spraying wildly. Stavern in such an awkward spot. Spider gets to peek freely up on top of the train. How on earth does he get to Frags? Headshot on the second. A wacky set of body shots on the first, and somehow he is still standing. No one there to cut him down. I mean, 2 players were in the server, but by no means were they doing any damage. Now MK, not only are they rich, I mean, Dreamer, $11,000. BRN, $4,950, $7,350 on Victor. Need I say any more? But Fragsters are starting to let the CT side run away with things. Just the pistols. Fragsters haven't showed any sort of positivity in the past with these pistols, but hopefully now is different. Again, they have smokes. This time they've gone for 3 smokes over 2. That at least makes me think they've got a conscious strategy in their mind of what they're going to do. Tend to not buy this utility up unless you have a game plan at the end of the day. One already going out from Torben. I assume that's down on towards the B site. Which it is. It's in a smoke. Does bait out the MK utility, that being the frag grenades, any mollies they were looking to throw. Flashes and mollies from them, then follow on up. They make their push. 2 sitting inside of that inner smoke. They will burst on through the surprise connector. MK, they were holding for it. And that means that they can quickly whittle down the force of their Fragsters as they come on out. Does secure a bomb plant, which is superb for the Danish economy, but they still have to try and close this round out. That's a factor they almost certainly beginning to struggle with. Stavin, last man standing. It's a 1v3. Last pick off Stromata, but Dreamer up towards heaven. An AWP really kind of tells the tale, doesn't it? To 2 and a 12-3 half. May will be potential best for Fragsters, depending on if they can pick up one, but I'm always going to be concerned about the reset. Hanging over the heads. This team, aggression once again from MK, pushing them well and truly back on towards B. I mean, there was no one there for him to even push back, so scrap that completely. Fragsters, they just ran away. Nothing towards Pop Dog, they are all towards Ivy or T-Com. The exception. Auburn. Starting to come back, starting to... The balls to search for MK. See how far they are up still, but they're in a hole. Dragonfly with the entry is all well and good, but it's only going to prompt MK to move further forward. Now, you could see MK very comfortably overextending. I mean, Dragonfly shouldn't be able to make that peak. I like how even I'm getting confused at this point. Dragonfly should be able to kill him there. There's no way MK should be able to get this far up. Spider with the messy fight on towards Frozlev still makes things 3 for 3. The bomb completely under control. So lost at what's going on in this round. It makes 0 sense. It honestly does. Dreamer will be able to at least initiate a training battle as Sakrone steps up once again. But that bomb is in the arms of BRN. Nope, we're not in 2006 anymore. The fake flash isn't going to work, but the crispy headshot certainly does. And it is all on Dreamer. 2 kills to find. Hit, molly, smoke, flash, frag grenade, everything he needs, the full toolkit. Plant does come through. Yep. Likely aware of the fact that a player is going to be Brown Train. And what more does he know? Peek comes in. Capitalizing on that, we'll find the frag. Still no idea where Torben is playing towards. Logical guess would be either Bomb Train, Connector, Pop Dog, or T-Com. Throw down the smoke. Oh, if he sticks this again. If he mollies off Pop Dog, that could be... Oh, okay, the flash now going to give it away completely. He knows he's Pop. Molly will come in. Straight on the bomb. Baits the peek. Doesn't find the kill. Well, Torben will still die, but the bomb... The fruitful factor for Fragsters as it gives them their third. But I said 12 to 3, and I said it for a reason. I'm starting to get to that belief that MK are just going to be able to reset them again. I mean, they're playing so aggressive, so balls to the wall, that it does give Fragsters the opportunity to get rounds in the way that they did there. But if they play with a little bit of sense, a little bit of... I don't even really have another word to say, just being sensible is all that really comes to mind. Then the rounds seem to come their way a whole lot easier. I mean... When they have done in the past, they've been keeping 4 or even 5 players alive, instead of letting it go to clutches. So far, we're going to see them try test towards B. Dreamer playing on top of the train, drops down, gets aggressive, a ballsy move, but he leads to all 3 kills. Coming into his clutches, now hungry for his 4th. Looks for it, but Frostlev will find the one-tap. Schmerda now playing towards the bomb train, will swing out wide once again, an aggressive CT side being punished. Sakrona headshot on towards Victor, the round looking all but positive. Fragsters have done a great job, but then they peek. Beeren. Marta, his patience rewarded. Mid-air. Should be dead, but somehow still standing. A second chance at life. The Spider will take the jewel, losing it. It is all on Beeren's shoulders. In the noise, it is up on the ladder. PT50 is going to be out. I am ticking on down. Has no kit, but potentially one to find on the site. Fogs a defuse. Still no idea where he is. Back turned. Exposed. And that means Fragsters will find their 4th. There's one thing I can say. This has been a very interesting game of Counter-Strike. Definitely kept me on my toes for our first game of the night, I'll say that. I feel like that's definitely a fair comment, but... Either way. Fragsters going for a molly towards B, the aggressive play down Pop Dog, making it 1-for-1. Victor playing close, should be taken down by Stab. He's going to come through. Aaron hiding up towards Heaven will be enabled to find the trait. Spider up on top of Train. A bit more work. All losing his life though. Aaron, of course, still embedded in Heaven. Becomes almost the MVP of the round. Torben shouldn't be able to peek like that. I mean, Aaron arguably could be closer to the right, but no matter what, Dreamer should be aware that his right side could be flanked. Oh, Torben gets away with it, and now has a decision to make. Does he peek towards Heaven? So he does. Makes it a 1-for-1. Going with the tag, but not quite the kill. USP gonna come out. Aaron gonna get aggressive. DZ versus USP. DZ likely always to win. As much as I still think 9 rounds is good, Fragsters getting to 5 is almost so much better for them. Some may say they don't deserve it. I think that's almost too harsh a point to make because they have been putting effort into these rounds. You're also getting, use the phrase carried, but I'm going to use it anyway. You know what? Screw it. Sakron is doing absolute wonders for his team right now. 19-11. I mean, Stavin struggling 3 kills, so that says a lot. A B push. Scout of BRN. Tag after tag. Second shot doesn't quite land, but the third finish things off. Sakron losing his life. Stabber losing his as well. Another tag coming in towards Dragonfly. Second still required. Meanwhile, teammate towards the site causing a bit of a problem. Torben just volleying shots towards Connector. Victor. Oh, they're going to go for the double nade to deny the plant. That's crafty. They don't quite get away with it. Where things begin to crumble. Frags are securing their 6th as the flank does come through. And a better half from them. I'm certainly cautious to say that because as much as the scoreline suggests it was better, I still don't feel it. But we'll have to see how the second half goes. Definitely hoping to see stronger performances from Stavin. Stavin, a player I think every single one of us here right now expected just to be bringing stronger play. The past, a catalyst for Fragsters, but not today. Pistol certainly could be a boon for the side. Well, CT side now, but I think when you look towards MK, a lot of you making the point about Spider being up there, you don't necessarily see that. I think for MK, they started off playing smart. They were putting some real structure behind everything they were doing. They got looser and looser as the game went on, and as that happens, that puggy style becomes a bit of an easier situation for people, anyone on the team, no matter what their role is, to just find kills. I mean, a lot of time we did just see MK pushing through smokes, flashing themselves in, going for their own individual stuff instead of playing with their teammate. It did lead to Fragsters being given those chances to bring things back. Arguably a big reason why they got 4 rounds in a row, especially considering a lot of them were clutches. I mean, look, 1v1, 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 1v2. The last round wasn't quite a 1v1, but it was, I think, what, 2v2, so even then the point stands. Still waiting, of course, for Fragsters to ready up. He wants it. He's like, I'm gonna drop the question mark. I'm gonna keep dropping it. how the Crone's going to be feeling right now. Big part of his team getting the rounds that they have done. Pretty much the only piece of significant fragging power they've got. I mean, Dragonfly has been doing work, but he found himself forced back a fair bit by MK. Just by mollies and flashes and such, was always being put in awkward positions. Did whiff a few easy shots. I mean, I'm not going to forget the spawn push that came in. He was holding the angle on T-Con, but did whiff it. There was no shoulder peek or crazy jiggle. It was just an unfortunate shot that didn't go his way. That has been a bit of a negative impact on his game, but still, standing at 10, and it's not a bad number. I definitely think there had been upside for Fragsters in terms of a player that I would like to put a bit of positivity on would be Frostlev. Much as things were very aggressive from him. Also had their own rewards. Always trading as well, that was a big habit of his. But either way, let's see how all those different storylines will come through in the second half as Stavin and kill number 1. Exactly what we wanted to see, Stavin stepping up to the plate, and the first frag always going to be a good one. Pretty much MK just twiddling their thumbs at this point, ready to strike out towards B. Fired it. Will show face, but nothing will come of it just yet. MK just lining up with the smoke. Likely to be just as simple in a smoke, allowing his team to entry on through, and that's the case. It's a little bit deeper towards Connector. Corbett, his tap. Oh, the second is so crispy on towards Victor. The smoke blooms, but he still taps anyway, and he still finds the kill because his crosshair is in the right place. Shimada will plant, but Zachrone will take him down, goes for a second on towards BRN, and that was perfect from Fragsters. Very well played. Getting some serious commendation for that one, because Zachrone and Torben played the situation to a T. Both of them hitting some incredible shots, both of them being in the right positions. Proving to be an impenetrable... Can't say impenetrable for some reason, but there we go, we got it out. But the B site, yeah, it certainly was up to that. You guys aren't very happy about them getting the pistol, huh? Yeah, it's a valid point, them pushing before the smoke bloomed. I can see the frustration there, for sure. But I think that's such a small point in the grand scheme of things. Because they did get out. They actually only lost 2 people to the issue of them pushing. They were actually out on the site, and then they just had no one else to... No one got themselves in the position to deal with Heaven or anything like that, so I guess you could argue if they had those 2 players, then things would have been different. But I do think it's a bit pot kettle. Torben going to be looking for this fountain. Players quickly dip towards B, finds 2, trying to deny the plant, but it is going to come through from MK, which is pretty good for their economy. It's just going to tick on down, but Spider isn't going to be going for any sneaky Glock play. He'll just be out on towards the A site, searching someone who has their back turned. They'll tap him in the back, grab their gun, and run away. Oh, finding no one. Does mean he's basically just saving a Glock. Do go 9 to 8. I'm glad to see some support for Fragsters coming out now. I'm seeing a lot of negativity. Don't get me wrong, but we're getting some support, and that's what I want to see. Very of course, yeah, it's going to get involved. Some stream bonus stuff going on. Weapons being dropped. Gifts being thrown out left, right, and center. So get yourself some CNs, get involved in that stuff. Push comes in towards B. Cut me off mid-sentence. Go for it, because that's the sort of aggression I like watching. Torben taking down Spider, doing a lot of damage on towards Frostlev. Okay, do try and punish. Stavin spraying on towards Shimada, but Victor and Co are already out through Pop Dog and T-Con. Bomb train control is theirs. They haven't dealt with Connector, which means that's a ballsy plant. Okay. Kind of lost at how those kills come through, but fair play. Victor, body just sits there. It's a little awkward for him. MK will kind of allowed to freely peek. Yeah, that was a bit... That was a round. Okay. I mean, it does go without saying, it was a good hold from Fragsters, but if there was a play that was expecting to get the kills, it was the guy in connector, because obviously they had done, there was no smoke or anything like that. Which, it does raise the point of why was there no smoke? That's the point of a lot of flaws in the plan of MK. But they had pop control, they had T-Gon control, they were out on the site. So ultimately MK did have everything they needed. Two players dedicated over on towards B, one holding towards Ivy. The Pistols trying to search for a chance. Fragsters are here to play. They're starting to wake up. I think this would be a pretty significant upset for Modest as well if they start to take this one. Frozlev already holding for the pop push. Must find himself the first kill. Sakrone a second for his team. Holding towards the back of bomb train. Seeing if he could find the kill towards Victor, but it will be Sakrone to steal that one away. Locating. To group up with BRA and managed to get himself so close and was touching distance from Connector, which could have proved to be a kind of an exciting kill. Create a potential flank, but unfortunately just get surprised. Frozlev then able to hold on towards Pop Up, denying Shemeta the chance to get any work out of his own. No bomb plant or anything like that. Upside for MK is the bomb plant wasn't huge. They can still full buy. They can still go for the AWP if they want it. But they're not. They're going to stick to 5 rifles. They're going to go for the full util. This opens up a full execute, which is, I think, the much more common play over them just hitting towards B right now. Considering how they played so far, at least. They're going to be showing some face towards Ivy. That being Shimada and BRN to take those fights. A deep smoke coming in from Fragsters. Any sort of garbage can action. Does poise MK in a position to potentially take Ivy if they want it. We'll still have to engage with Snavin. But they're throwing flashes. They're starting to force Fragsters to invest in that Ivy hold themselves. And that's pretty good from MK overall, because it means even if they don't touch Ivy now, they can go there later on. It also means that good old Savin can't support his team. Side of trains or really anywhere, he'll just back off further on towards CT and just hold the corner at this point. But splits up the CT side. I'm a fan of this aggressive hold towards A, but doesn't really mean much when MK have relocated towards B. With all their forces, Spider holding for the close inner play. 3 smokes, but that's going to be enough for likely the standard 2. Connector in between the 2 trains with the back of sight is Dreamer. He's going to prompt the first aggressive play. Corbin crouching though, walking out on the railings. Spots both players. And he takes down one, surviving, picks off Dreamer. Huge play from him as he whips up a third as well. Torben. Recoil control. That leads him to a hell of a successful round from him as 3 kills basically writes this off for MK. BRN trying to hold things. But what could he possibly do? Sitting towards inner, tucked in the corner. Flash, Molly all to come out. Frozlev even get a peek into his arms, and BRN, an advantageous fight for him as he holds the angle, still loses it. Fragsters take the lead, 11-9. And better, MK can still afford to spend. Will they make any changes to their game plan? Fragsters are doing the work on the CT side. Sakrone, 26-13. Question was asked, are we supporting any specific team? Nope, we're completely unbiased and anything like that. We're just looking at this from a top-down perspective of how we think are going and making opinions as the game happens. Such as watching these pushes coming towards Ivy. We like them. I want to see Savin take an initiative. Problem is, he gets too aggressive. He doesn't withdraw when he gets the kill. Tries to force down Shimada. Sure, he's 19 HP. He's basically 1 hit away from certain death. But because you get over aggressive, instead of just accepting that you got one, Now you allow the equalization. You make it a 4 versus 4. Start to lose the game for your team. Dragonfly still looking to be the Ivy anchor as well. We'll just hold on to it. Zoned in with his AWP. Rotations starting to come through for Fragsters. Not from site to site, but much more just about moving from the back of B. Much, much closer. Fragsters with no information on what's coming. Just sitting tight, waiting. Knowing the storm is brewing. Dragonfly, good utility from him actually. Just smoke and molly towards Ivy. Smoke, of course, going up towards Popdog as Frostlet stand atop the blue train, finds a kill, but this is what we wanted to see. The smart pick and split. You drop down towards the side of train, you stay alive. Victor will be traded. Spider still swinging in from the top of the bomb train, somehow gets a second, but finally Torben will peek. Things go full circle, comes to a 1 versus 1. Torben trying to close this one out, but Shimada will have none of it. A double kill for him. As he finds the headshot, pushes it over the edge, makes it 10 to 11. MK begin to find their way back in, but it's just the 1 round, and we saw what happened to Fragsters in the first half when they found themselves just the 1. They then got swiftly reset. Let's see if Fragsters have got it in them. They still have all the tools, the AWP, the 4 rifles, it's all there. All the kits, everything. No reason for Fragsters to lose this apart from making the mistake, getting outplayed by MK. Could be MK's bread and butter at this point. I thought it would be A site, but well and truly was I disproven. The B site has been something they resorted to. They're a bit now as they just walk out. I mean, Spider are going, you know what, I don't need any utility. I don't care. I'm just going to walk towards the site. Victor is going to take the fight for me as I just whiff a smoke through the trains. It works fine. Does its job. I'm so pushed up that at the end of the day, if they start rotating, if they start getting in position, I'm just going to be such a nuisance. I'm going to play time. And it's so strong for him right now. That smoke is so annoying. Sure, Stavin will take advantage of him. But Fragsters had to spend, what, 10 seconds wondering what was going on? Now they're going to push him up, and Victor is going to hold close. That's another kill for 2 of those players, as Dreamer as well will take down Crone. Makes it a 4 for 2. That will prompt Fragsters to run on away. Very nicely played from Spider. And ultimately for MK, things will equalize 11 to 11. Fragsters given a chance to really break MK and accelerate the score and get this game locked in, as it's just a best of 1. Anything can happen. But they do fall short. Okay, now starting to build things up. Don't have to spend too much into the round, only replacing the guns on 2 of their players. Aside from that, you're seeing a few $100s spent. Not much at all. With the same flash, just stopping any sort of aggression from the CT lineup. I think they're expecting it at this point, right? They're thinking, okay, we've walked out, we've been the instigators for the past few rounds, so surely Fragsters try to keep us on our toes and do something off their own back. Push comes in towards Heaven, Dragonfly is in a good spot, finds 1, but he misses the second. Shimada going to be charging out through inner, makes things very hard, forces Dragonfly to respect that and push on down. His teammate Torben was sitting in Spindle and just hiding in the corner, but he got barely anything done and was actually taken advantage of by the T-set as they checked for it. Dragonfly given a chance to repeat those, starts to lock in the kills after all. Frostlev, the supporting player, peppers down on towards BRN, and eventually that leads to a frag for him as well. And it all falls into place. Fragsters, not quite the immediate win. But the second does come their way, and they will still keep the lead, most importantly. Frostlev, but he's going to be using his smoke and frag grenade. Smoke going towards Popdog. Again, that's all about stopping MK from having so much room to work with. No surprise that MK have gone just to get close towards B. Again, BRM with the peak. This is almost getting repetitive. A nice molly, but it's not a quick rush play. That's not what you're witnessing right now. Victor does go out and you do find that kill, but that's not the plan from MK. They're not committing to B. BRN held for a little while, but didn't find the kill. Dragonfly, an aggressive move from him. Nice to see Fragsters taking control of their own ideas for once. Instead of allowing MK to walk into them, they take the fight themselves. BRN quick as anything. Does find the return, then a nice angle from him down towards Ivy. Catches off Dragonfly on his rotate to try and support the site.
Bomb has been planted.
At this point, MK significantly piercing through the A-hole, the Fragsters, leaving them at a pretty dire retake. And BRN holding towards Pop Dog like this is just even better. Individually right now, his whole knowledge of this CT side is blowing up. Really is. See how he's just absorbed exactly where Fragsters have played and put that into action. This 24th round, as it will again equalize things. It will give MK the chance to try and close this one out as we go 12-12 in this Group B matchup.
Terrorists win.
Flash going to go deep in between. Sandwich smoke soon to follow. Molly very much pushed up in towards T-Con. Point of that, just to deny any of the AWP presence. The peek comes in towards B. That should be a trade peek from Torben. Gets away intact as well for the most part. Just a singular shot from Spider. Hit us in a 4-for-4. The Chrome, a nice Pop Dog angle means that if Dreamer walks out, he'll lose his head. MK2 have the chance to stop that from happening. If Spider just doubles back and goes to pop himself, flashes on down, takes the fight. No matter the outcome, it makes things doable for Dreamer in terms of pushing. And once he's out, he can then support from the flank as well. "45 seconds on the clock though. But have to bite the bullet. Make a play. Seem concerned. The decision making is correct. Spider at least coming back to what we talked about, dropping into a bot, but that's where he's going to be met by two players. It's a huge bit of information for them to find, but it doesn't ramp up the round at all. All it does is forces MK to walk out, sure, but it puts them in such a hard test. Shimeta somehow walks out through Ivy, left completely unchecked by Stavin, now freely tapping. This is madness. How have you let one player find one weakness and capitalize on it in such a huge way? Torben, he's 4 HP. Absolute madness. It really is. Trying to see if he can survive. On the bomb he'll go. Toggles it. Once again another tap. That loses life. Dreamer taking him down. 13-12. Mortal Kombat. And a weakness that no one expected. No one saw it towards Ivy. I mean, we made a few simple but very basic assumptions, I guess, on towards the fact that Stavin and the whole team towards Bomb Train themselves would be looking towards the Ivy push, covering off A3, whether it was the wraparound from A1 or just A3 itself. But we were even proven wrong. No one was. They were all tunnel vision towards T-Con and Pop. Likely what happened was the fact that when the Pop play came in, when they were tested, the entire team turned to be sure. Instead, if you trust your teammates, that doesn't happen. You just hold your angle, hold, and do your job, and things could be different. Problem now, Frax, is your economy was so brittle that you can't really fight this 26 round. You tried, but you're just being picked apart all over the place. leaves you with just 2 players standing, 2 CZs. You have the Kevlar on Frostlev, but that's not exactly anything to be getting excited about. Alrighty. Another kill, and at this point I think the kills are meaningless for MK. It's more about the rounds. 14-12 of course will be where they are sat. Max is giving almost one more buy. After that, it could be pistols that their final hurrah. That is devastating considering just how hard they fought to make this best of one something that they could be the victors of. Considering that this is an upset for them, if they do take it. But we see close games like this all the time. Teams so close to making an upset happen, but the distinction between a team that have and a team that can, at the end of the day, just because you can upset someone, just because it's possible, just because you've got 12 rounds, doesn't mean you actually have, right? It really is that simple. Gotta get it over the line for it to actually count. BRN already creating a problem. Dragonfly being picked down. Frostlev getting aggressive. Blue Train just to try and play with confidence towards T-Con, but BRN is going to give him nothing. No face. Thing that he can chip away at. Fire will blow out the windows. That gives an option. The utility, but also just creates a bit of fear in the Fragsters lineup that any smokes could come through, any flashes could be thrown. MK still with those 2 players invested towards Ivy. It's been very successful for them, and we make the same assumption here from Stavin, that he's back bomb train, but he'll also be able to handle the Ivy play if it comes through. Looks like the rotate is coming in from Zakrone to kind of help him and make his life a little easier, because the AWP isn't exactly the greatest weapon for him to do it solo. But no, scrap that, because Zakrone doubles back. That does leave just that AWP all alone. Looking like it is going to take the fight. Frostlev, meanwhile, of course, over on towards Pop, does find their headshot. Stavin, your back's turned now. You're focused on T-Con. The push is coming through Ivy. You've let them completely get out. Frostlev loses his life because of that. Stavin does turn around and finally get a kill, but he's being stretched so thin. Doesn't matter with the frag grenade, drops him so damn low. Doesn't spot him, but suddenly double checks his vision and realizes that he's right there in front of him. Shoots him away. The plant comes in, just almost touching distance from Fragsters. Zakrone boosted on top of Hut. But this is just looking rough. Torben to achieve so much. It would be a 1 versus 3 for him to make this round happen. Just not quite sure. We're seeing it. Baits out the defuse. Pushes now for BRN. Hungry for the kill, but he's playing time at this point. Goes for the pistol frag, but it doesn't come through. Still one more player to find Dreamer. Expectedly in Pop Dog. Waiting for the peek, but Dreamer is giving him nothing. Just jiggle peeking it. Respecting the fact that he has to push him, and at this point, once he commits, there is no time left. Walks into the headshot angle. Dreamer will take him down. The Mortal Kombat give themselves match point. I see that the stream apparently is hella freaking out. Why is that the case? What's going on there? Alright, we're gonna have to change Twitch server in a second. I have a feeling the Twitch server might be dead. Or dead. What? That's something we're gonna figure out. We're gonna deal with this round, so hopefully it's at least yeah, it's OBS. Twitch server on has just decided to take a huge fit. Yeah, I can see what you guys mean. It's because I have a little light that shows me bitrate. I think we're in the green now though. Looks like that should be better. That's why for some of you it'll be lagging, and for some of you it won't be lagging. Fortunately, the connection between you guys and Twitch and me. Like there was a bit of a blip, but things seem to be on the up and up, so thankfully, whatever it may be, it has sorted itself out, but I'm not quite sure it still makes a difference. What you get to see, Thankfully, Fragsters with a few frags here and there. We aren't really sure how they got to this position because we were looking at the Twitch servers, but it is what it is. Bomb comes in. A 2 versus 4. Spam nearly being caught off guard. It will be a kill. Shimada going for the 1v3. Finds kill number 1. Doesn't spot out the second player, but gets given a second chance. Elias spins back around. Finds the headshot on towards Frostlev. Surely not. The one time we look away is the one time the 1v1 is going to be won in a huge way. Sakrone naded down to 46 HP. A good molly as well. A high flash. Shimada playing this absolutely perfectly. Sakrone down to 27 HP because of the molly. Units of damage proved to be enough. A good plant. Ultimately being the saving grace as Mortal Kombat take it 16-12. And that is that game done and dusted. Folks, I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to probably change Twitch servers for the stream. May go offline for just a few seconds, but don't go anywhere as we have a second game for you today. That's going to be just as exciting. I'll see you then.
Yeah. Jackson. Yeah. Bounce. Yeah.
World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.